Welcome back, PAMP fans. We recently had quite an amazing release, the Zodiacs. They were released all at the same time. This is the second Zodiac series that I'm aware of that PAMP has made. There may have been another Zodiac series that PAMP released, perhaps in a coin or a very limited release, but the classic Zodiac series that PAMP made was actually used over 6 times. PAMP's classic Zodiac series was first used in the mid-80s, and the series was used throughout the decades and years following, and last used approximately 2020. Of course, always in very limited mintage. So the fact that PAMP released this Zodiac series is very noteworthy, because it's an entire series with new art relating to the Zodiacs. Aries is the first of the 12 I'm going to show you, so from March 21st to April 19th. And I'll at least flash the dates associated with each Zodiac on the bottom of the screen so you can have an idea of when each Zodiac is associated with. The mintage of each of these designs is only 3,000. I would consider a mintage of 3,000 to be on the lower end. In recent years, there's been a number of PAMP gold bars that had a mintage between 5 and 10,000. So while 3,000 isn't very small, it's definitely on the lower end. The second Zodiac we have here is Taurus. One big limitation the artwork in this series has is the surface size of the bars. These bars are only a half a gram of gold. So while I do think the surface size on a half-gram bar of gold is a limitation, it is also a work of achievement. The fact that these bars are so detailed and you can see the image so well on only a half a gram of gold, that's very impressive. The back of the bar has quite a lot of detail for such a small space as well. Starting off with the top, it's saying Zodiac, and then there's a circle under that with all the symbols of the Zodiac. Below this is the PAMP Sussie logo, with below that being 0.5 G. Below this, it says fine gold, and below that, 999.9. Now, with all that detail going on, it still has in the bottom right-hand corner the PAMP Assayer Founder logo. For me, that's an impressive amount of information and details for such a small surface size. To really appreciate all the details on these bars, you do have to look closely or even use some type of magnification, because there are so many extra details on them. PAMP has really stepped up the details and artwork on the assay cards recently, and this Zodiac series is no exception. And here we have Gemini, so you notice the bottom of the assay card does say what Zodiac it is, so no guessing needed. The sun and moon theme on both the front and back of the assay card really looks great. The concentric circles and stars on both the front and back of the assay card really do give it a cosmic look. Even the color choices of the assay card fit perfectly, with the blue for the galaxy, the gold for the sun, and silver for the moon. Now, the sun and moon theme is used on older PAMP products, ranging from pendants. I believe I've even seen a watch with a sun and moon theme on it as well. I have always found the sun and moon theme to be captivating and interesting. There's always something mystical about it. The rays of light coming from it, the moon face that can blend with the sun face. There's just something really interesting about this design. Sun and moon artwork is by no means unique just to PAMP or this bar. Sun and moon artwork goes back thousands of years and is found in practically every culture. It evolved from ancient astronomical worship into symbols of balance and the passage of time. These celestial bodies reflect human awe, representing an endless dance of light and dark. The fourth zodiac is Cancer the crab. Cancer is known to be mother-like, intuitive, nurturing, and protective of their loved ones. The symbolism of the crab mirrors the Cancer personality, with a hard protective shell on the outside, but is soft and emotionally vulnerable on the inside. While I like the artwork on all the designs, some of them stand out and really work well on the small surface size, such as this Cancer design. The frosted details of the crab stand out very well against the mirror finish. With the price of gold going up year after year, it's not a surprise that the 1 gram weight is a popular size to collect, and the half gram is new to PAMP to a degree, but not entirely. About a decade ago, PAMP made the Fortuna in the half gram weight, as well as the 0.3 gram weight. Now that is a very small bar, and the fact that the details can fit on a half gram and a 0.3 gram weight, very small bar, so the details all fitting on there really is impressive. Both the half gram and 0.3 gram Fortunas are considered rare weights. They're not easily found by any means though. Is this series a test to see how the market reacts, how collectors react to half gram bars? Perhaps to some degree. The fifth zodiac is Leo. Leo is depicted as a lion. Leos are known for their unwavering confidence, natural leadership, and magnetic personalities. Leos are like the kings and queens of the zodiac. Leo is ruled by the sun and one of the 3 fire signs, along with Aries and Sagittarius. Some people consider astrology to be a pseudoscience. Some people that take it very seriously and truly believe that astrology is very true and can predict certain events, people, and behavior. Personally, I have not read too much about astrology in my lifetime, perhaps just a couple books. I definitely didn't have a great interest in the topic. At the same time, I'm not too critical of it as well. How accurate are the zodiacs? How accurate is astrology? It's very difficult to tell, but I can tell you I know a Leo, and much of what I said holds very true. Will we see more half-gram gold bars from PAMP in the future? I think we will see at least a dozen more in the next couple years, honestly, because gold is high and the half-gram weight is an affordable way to get a unique art design. Virgo is the 6th sign of the zodiac. It is an earth sign. They are known for being loyal, analytical, and organized. The Virgo zodiac is often represented by a maiden. Virgo is one of my favorite designs in the classic PAMP Zodiac series, but it is not in this one. The details of the maiden do seem to blur together on the small surface, and what we mostly see is just the silhouette of her head against the mirror background finish. Which designs are the best in this series? I think the simple designs without overly complicated details look the best on a half-gram. I haven't made a video on the classic PAMP Zodiac series yet. They have very interesting artwork that has stood the test of time very well. They were first used on bars in the mid-80s and still in use as late as 2020 or 2021. While in use for several decades, they were not made in excessive amounts, so they're not seen often, especially seeing the full set of them. The classic Zodiac series was made in several weights of silver, with different backs used, which means they were made at different times. Besides the silver bars, they were made as silver round pendants, gold bars, and oval gold pendants in more than one weight. Rectangle silver pendants were also made in the 2010s. The seventh sign of the zodiac is Libra. Represented by scales, Libra has the air element. Libra is known for diplomacy, charm, and appreciation for beauty and harmony. Indecisiveness, people-pleasing, and a strong aversion to conflict are also traits, or perhaps challenges, of a Libra. The Libra design is also one of my favorite on the classic PAMP Zodiac series. While I like this rendition and feel it does well for a half-gram bar design, it doesn't have the mystique of the classic design. The classic design has a Greek look, with some of the designs being on the monstrous or perhaps grotesque side. Others, such as the Libra, has a simple beauty. PAMP making a new Zodiac series was something I welcomed, but I knew my expectations were high due to the classic Zodiac series. What are your thoughts on this series? As always, I look forward to reading your comments. Will PAMP make another Zodiac series in the future? I think the honest answer to this question is yes. But it won't be just one Zodiac series in the future. It will likely be several Zodiac series that PAMP will make in the future. And this is because the theme or subject of Zodiac is one that mints make often. So it's bound to happen eventually. Scorpio is the 8th astrological sign in the Zodiac. It is represented by the scorpion. Scorpios are fiercely independent, resourceful, and dedicated to reaching the truth in any situation. Scorpio is a water element zodiac, along with Cancer and Pisces. Scorpios are known for their secretive nature. They can have a highly calculating, sharp, and occasionally vengeful reaction when betrayed or mistreated, known as the Scorpio sting. This Scorpio design works well, in my opinion, because of all the details. You can see all the legs and the stinger, and overall the body has a frosted shape. Against the mirror finish, it stands out very well. Scorpio is one of my favorite designs in this set. One thing that I have noticed is that the non-human designs, or in other words, the animal designs, are my favorite in this set because they have a simple design. They're not trying to overcomplicate things. And on the small surface size, the simple designs work best. And the designs of people seem to be harder to appreciate. The designs in this set are more traditional in nature than the classic PAMP Zodiac series. I am sure the future PAMP Zodiac set will be more unconventional and out of the box, especially if not constrained by the small surface size. What is your take? Do you like the more traditional Zodiac designs or more unconventional ones? Sagittarius is the 9th astrological sign of the zodiac. It is symbolized as the archer and often as a centaur. Centaurs are from Greek mythology with the head, torso, and arms of a human, but the lower body and legs of a horse. Sagittarius is the fire element, along with Leo and Aries, known for being optimistic, adventurous, philosophical, and brutally honest. Sagittarius love exploring the world and ideas. Their downside can be that they are impatient and can overpromise. This bar has Sagittarius as an archer and a centaur, so it goes along with the idea that this Zodiac series really does have the classic representations of the Zodiac. The Greek word zodiakos, which I may have mispronounced, means circle of animals. The symbols found in the upper corners of these bars were developed by medieval and Renaissance astrologers as a quick, uniform way to make symbols to save space on handwritten charts. They are a visual representation of the zodiac itself, much like emojis are used today. The Sagittarius glyph is the upward pointing arrow crossed with a small stabilizing line. It represents the archer's bow and arrow. The 10th astrological sign of the zodiac is the Capricorn. It is represented by the mythical sea goat. Capricorns are universally known for their ambition, extreme loyalty, and unmatched work ethic. The sea goat is half goat and half fish. Capricorn is one of the earth elements, along with Taurus and Virgo. Capricorns are practical. They prefer structure, logic, and realistic plans over fleeting daydreams. While they appear serious and reserved in public, their closest friends see a hilarious, fiercely loyal, and sometimes rebellious side. Because Capricorns value stability, they make incredibly reliable partners and friends. As stability is important to them, they are best matched with Virgo, Taurus, and Scorpio, and can be challenging matches with Aries and Libra. Silver art bars became popular in the early 1970s. The amount of topics and subjects made as silver art was vast. Perhaps partially a sign of the times of the 1970s, mints made zodiac-themed bars among the many different designs made then. And in the following decades, it wasn't unusual for mints to make their own rendition of the zodiacs. I personally own a few bars and rounds made by different mints with the zodiac theme. If anything, zodiacs are one of the fan-favorite subjects for silver art collectors. Aquarius is the 11th astrological sign of the zodiac. Aquarius is represented by the water bearer. Despite the aqua in its name, it is an air sign. Pouring water symbolizes pouring knowledge and new ideas into the world. Aquarians are often viewed as visionaries and rebels of the zodiac. Strengths include being highly progressive, deeply original, fiercely independent, and devoted to the greater good. Aquarians love intellectual conversations and experimenting with new ideas. Their downside includes emotional detachment, uncompromising stubbornness, and being prone to withdraw when overwhelmed. They dislike limitations, broken promises, and traditional and boring situations. It is hard to see all the details of this Aquarius design, but it is a figure pouring water. I am surprised this set didn't sell better, Or should I say, quicker. We have so many designs coming out before and after the half-gram Zodiac set. I'm sure many were distracted by all there is to collect. Quite a few PAMP collectors I know have not acquired a Zodiac set yet. I know the price was the reason for some, and perhaps too many releases was the reason for others. It can be very challenging getting a set with 12 designs all at once, especially if some sellers want to maximize their profits. If you haven't started your Zodiac set yet, there's still time and bars available. Pisces is the 12th and final sign of the Zodiac, symbolized by two fish swimming in opposite directions. This water sign is celebrated for its deep empathy, boundless imagination, and spiritual depth. Pisces is said to have absorbed the lessons and experiences of the other signs. This makes them incredibly psychic and compassionate. They are the dreamers of the Zodiac, highly in tune with their emotions and often possessing a strong, artistic and creative streak. Because they feel so deeply, they can sometimes become overwhelmed and may need to withdraw or ground themselves in the material world. I know I've called out several designs as being among my favorite in this series, but Pisces is also one of them. While the design is simple, it also has nice details that work very well. This concludes my video on the Zodiac series. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you're interested in learning more about PAMP, definitely check out my other videos. I have a lot of topics covered to date, but if there's something you would like to see covered that isn't so far, definitely let me know, and I'll consider to make a video on that topic. If you haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing. Over 80% of the watchers of this channel are not subscribed yet, so there's definitely some room to grow the numbers. I really appreciate the likes and comments on my videos, so if you do that, it's much appreciated. I wish you all the best, and for now, take care.